This is Garden Tour Week 1. Let's go. Let's start with our tomato bed here up front, the big tomatoes. It has been really hot over here, and as you can see, the tomatoes are curling up, but they're doing okay overall. I got some basil growing here. I see some blooms forming. There they are. So on this row, this last row, I did not snip any of the blooms, but these 2 rows I did. I heard that if you snip off the blooms of the tomatoes, that encourages them to grow their roots and be stronger. So I'm experimenting if that does anything for my tomatoes. It'll be interesting to see. Moving on to my strawberry bed. Look at that, so much growth. I even see flowers starting to form. This is kind of extraordinary. Most of them are starting to be a little bit bigger, but some of them are overachievers. Again, with the strawberries, I've heard that if you snip off the flowers, at least the first ones, that encourages the strawberry to grow more foliage. Therefore, it will produce a bigger fruit and a juicier fruit. We'll see what I do about that because I'm really ready for strawberries. Here are my peppers. I put my extra tomatoes, my leftovers here because, you know, I don't want to throw them away. But look at these peppers. They're doing quite nice. Very nice. Look at all of those shoots, a little extra growth. Here we move on to the next bed over, and these peppers are also doing fantastic. Look at this little guy, overachiever. I did not top my peppers. Topping peppers mean that you literally cut them up the top. So you take a pepper and you snip the top of it. What it does is it encourages your plant to be bushier, therefore in theory produce more fruit and be more stable. I see that my peppers are bushing out without me having to cut them at all, so I'm curious to see how they will do this year. My flowers are starting to slowly pop up. Most of the flowers I planted are zinnias, so I'm excited for that. There's obviously some weeds already. My cucumbers, they're not doing too good, but my seeds that I plopped right next to them are starting to come up. I'm hoping that they will wake up finally. Moving on to my cucamelon bed. My cucamelons are finally starting to wake up. They were really stunted there for a while. I planted some seeds too, but I don't see them coming up yet. However, it's looking like these guys might pull through. Look at these little whiskers coming out. I'm so excited. This guy, I don't know. I'm not sure. These peppers are also doing wonderful. They don't mind the heat at all. Look at that. This guy's already forming a little flower. That's exciting. The flowers that I planted here are slowly starting to come up, as you can see here. A bunch here. I'm so excited to have some flowers this year. Honestly, when I planted these seeds, then watered them in, this ground kind of became quite hard, and I was expecting to not get a lot of germination, but I'm getting some good results, which is really exciting. And here, moving on to this last bed, my okra is coming up, guys. Look at that. I sowed a few seeds in the one hole because these seeds are really old. But look at that, it's coming up everywhere. I'm gonna need to move it around because this is very crowded. So in this bed where I just showed you the okra, I thought the okra is not coming up. So I was a little bit hasty and I planted some more watermelons in there as well. But don't worry, I can rearrange things and both things can survive. So if you look closely here, these are my 2 okras and this is the watermelon. This is perfect because these 2 okras that were here, they completely died. So I can move my watermelon here and this watermelon, look at this little sad watermelon, right over here so they can crawl out onto the grass. Here are my zucchinis. I think this is the biggest growth spur in my whole entire garden. Look at that. It's so cute and it's growing so well. this watermelon is also growing, so I'm excited to let it grow. This guy, I don't think he will pull through. I might need to say goodbye to him right now. There's another okra. There's gonna be another okra. I'm excited for okra this year, for sure. This is my cherry tomato bed. I planted 4 in a row tomatoes, and just like the other tomatoes, these are struggling a little bit, but I'm really hoping that they will pull through. Again, these 2 rows closer to me, I snipped the little blossoms, and the 2 rows on that side, I did not snip any blossoms, just an experiment. I will keep you guys updated. Just to give you guys a little bit of a closer look, some of them look amazing. Look at that growth. I just went today and pruned all the suckers. Well, some suckers, I guess. These guys are suckers. I pruned most of them. Some of the tomatoes are struggling because we've been having some really hot temperatures, but most of them are doing quite well. I'm excited to see how they grow. I put a layer of dirt on my potatoes. Hopefully they will poke through here in a few weeks. And the idea is to keep mounding it up and for potatoes to keep growing. Hopefully it works out. Next to my zucchini bed, I have this bed. This is one halfway shaded bed. And look at this. My beets are finally starting to come up. So exciting. I will need to thin them. I think after watering, all the seeds kind of washed away from their original spot, but this is beets. All of those are huckleberries, and they're doing wonderful. They struggled there for a little bit after I transplanted them, but they're coming out of their shock, which is exciting. More watermelons. These are different kinds. These are, I'm not sure, they might be watermelons, but they might be zinnias because I planted flowers right along the edge of this bed. So we'll see. Here I planted some bok choy. And look at it, it's coming up. Again, I might need to thin them, but they're coming up and that's so exciting. My catnip is, it's still green. It's been a week, so something is working. I planted some more zucchinis over here just because I like zucchinis. Here, this bed right there, I planted my lettuce and carrots. And as I said, I think the watering technique is not really working in my favor. But I went ahead and kind of raked this spot here in attempts to kind of uncover the seeds a little bit, and it looks like we have some growth, which is really exciting. So I'll leave this be just like this. Again, along this side of the bed I planted flowers, and it looks like we have some germination. I'm so excited. Here my spinach is coming up. Again, I raked this up a little bit because I think the ground here is a little bit heavy. It's not too bad. It just forms this layer up top that might be hard to poke through for little seedlings, but they're doing fine. My carrots, I'm not gonna hold my breath about my carrots. If they don't show up in like a week, I might resow. My arugula is coming up. Look at that. Again, I think my watering technique needs to change because look at this. This is my Brussels sprouts and all of the seeds are in one little hole. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need to do some serious thinning. But they're coming up, so that's good. That's my radish and Brussels sprouts roll. And then my cauliflower and my kale. I see some kale coming up. I don't see anything other than that little spot over there, which is fine. We will wait and see. And again, sowed flowers, and look at this. They're finally coming up. Here's my oregano. All of them are surviving really nicely. My one flower that is blooming. So cute. It's petunia. This is a red petunia. I got it from Ultimate Gardening. I'll link his channel up above. My herbs are not doing too great again. I think this soil kind of forms a tough barrier, but again, I went ahead and raked this up a little bit and we'll see what comes of it. Here are my brassica. So my Brussels sprouts, they're doing fantastic, guys. So good. I love it. Nothing's forming, but you know, I like to see a healthy growth, and that's exactly what I'm seeing. This is my broccoli. Oh my goodness, look at that baby broccoli. Oh my goodness. I did not expect. Oh man. It's as big as my finger. Oh my goodness, this is the cutest broccoli I've ever grown. And compare it to the size of the broccoli. Oh man, look at this. This leaf is bigger than my hand. And look at the broccoli. Oh man, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry, you did amazing. I'm so proud of you, but this is hilarious. So moving on, so there's the amazing abundant harvest. Most of them look like this, like they don't have anything. And then my sad eggplant corner. But look at this guy. This guy is really wanting to live. So I have some hopes for this guy, but look, there's like nothing here, nothing there, and then just a little greenery there. None of my seeds are coming up. Again, I might come through and rake this up. We'll see what happens. I am so excited that there's some growth going on, and I am really curious to see how fast my plants grow. So I'm gonna try to really stay up on these weekly tours and stick along with me, because I'm doing some fun experiments and I'm finding some hilarious things along the way. At least they're funny for me. I'm sorry if our sense of humor don't match up, but I think it's so funny. If you missed it, go back and watch it, because that lightened up my mood today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Next time, I'm going to show you what happened to my other 2 old beds. There's a lot growing in there. Wait till you see. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.